Last week, I made a video panicking about a Sony update. It was a firmware patch that went out in March. See, nobody really noticed. And then a modder over the weekend named Lance McDonald posted on X showing the new digital games had a 30-day timer attached to them. I saw that and I kind of freaked out and I made a video saying that Sony was being worse than Microsoft in 2013. And I was wrong. It turns out a lot of the community did some digging. It's actually only a 14-day online validation window. And when you buy a game, once those 14 days are up, the licenses become permanent and you can take your console offline forever. The game will always stay.
It's just a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Now, the whole thing seems to be preventing refund fraud. And that actually makes sense. People were buying digital games, refunding them, and then disconnecting their console to keep the games for free. And honestly, I'm fine with that with them. Steam does the similar stuff. Same with Xbox. It seems like Sony's just doing their own version of catching up, which, hey, how can we complain?
Whatever's going on here, stop it immediately.
This whole thing got me thinking. Because growing up as a kid, you would always hear about, oh, are you Xbox or are you Sony? Like, which side of it do you sit on? And you never really hear about that anymore. I mean, sure, you hear about new games and this, that, and the other, but nobody ever talks about, like, are you Xbox or are you just Sony? So I figured I'd do a deep dive, and what I actually found was kind of crazy. But I'll be honest, comparing it to Xbox 2013 was a little insane on my part. Xbox wanted you to check in on the console every 24 hours, or else you would be locked out of the game. And also, like, it was trying to prevent you from, like, loaning the actual physical disc copy to one of your buddies. So, like I said, this is completely different what Sony did.
My bad, my bad.
Let's go back to 2005. In November, Microsoft launched the Xbox 360, a full year before the PS3 came out. That head start was everything. When the original Xbox launched in 2001, Microsoft was a software company trying to prove them that they belonged in the gaming space. So when the Xbox 360 launched, Microsoft wasn't just trying to win. They were trying to prove they belonged in this industry. And for the first time ever, they actually did. The PS3 launched at a retail price of $599, with a Blu-ray drive nobody asked for and a CPU nobody knew how to code for. Microsoft launched at $399, with a controller that just felt right. It didn't feel like it was made for kids. It was the gold standard for years. And then there was Xbox Live. By early 2009, Microsoft had 17 million people paying $50 a year just to play online. Sony's PlayStation Network had 20 million users, but it was free. Microsoft was selling a service so good people paid for it. Sony was giving theirs away and barely staying ahead. That tells you everything. For the first time, Sony was losing. Microsoft was winning. For 7 years, they were winning. So what changed? It started in October of 2008. Sony cut the price of PlayStation 3 from $599 down to $499. Then the exclusives started to land. Uncharted in 2007. Then again, Uncharted 2 in 2009, which won basically every Game of the Year award that exists. Infamous, God of War 3, Uncharted 3. In June 2013, The Last of Us. Sony went on a 6-year run of exclusives that Microsoft had nothing to answer with. While Sony was doubling down on core gamers, Microsoft was pivoting to the Kinect and family entertainment, chasing the Wii's audience for 3 years after the audience had already moved on. They wanted to be in your living room. Sony just wanted to make better games.
The company is projecting record high sales, and that by 6 o'clock, the website will be the new best salesman in the company. Wow. Watch out, Dwight.
That's ridiculous. I'm not going to be beaten by a website.
Actually, it sounds like you are.
I can make more sales than a computer. In fact, I challenge that website to make more sales than me today.
Waste of time.
Remember the Blu-ray drive that nobody asked for? That ended up being crucial in Sony's success. See, the Xbox 360 for its entire life never once played a Blu-ray DVD. If you wanted to play a high-def movie on your console between 2008 and 2013, you needed a PlayStation 3. Xbox tried selling a $200 extension to make up for it, but it never really worked. Sony's stupid decision turned into a free upgrade for every PS3 owner. Sony was even cooking Microsoft on social media. After the Xbox One reveal, when Microsoft announced you couldn't share used games without going through some complicated processes, Sony dropped this video on their official YouTube page.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
The video went massively viral. It ended the launch before either console even hit the shelves. On November 15th, 2013, PS4 launched at $399. 7 days later, Xbox One launched at $499. It was $100 more because of the Kinect, which nobody really asked for. On day one, PlayStation 4 sold 1 million copies in North America. On day one of the Xbox One launch, they sold 1 million copies globally.
This isn't fair!
From release, the PlayStation 4 was the best-selling console in North America for 10 consecutive months. But here's the part that matters the most. From November 15th, 2013 to right now, Sony has never trailed Microsoft in console sales. Not for a single day. 12 and a half straight years of PlayStation in the lead. The console war ended on November 15th, 2013. Now you may be thinking, is this it for Microsoft? Are they officially over? Are we no longer going to see Xboxes? Well, my friend, that is a video for another time.